Hello and welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. I am player 1, Toby.
And I am player 2, Goobs.
And today we are going to be reviewing the video game Little Nemo, the Dream Master.
Not Finding Nemo. It's not about a little fish, I'll tell you that much.
I feel like this is one of those games that you can't say, oh, have you ever played Little Nemo? Because immediately people are going to think, oh, Finding Nemo. No, I've never played that NES game. I didn't realize it was that old. You know, I could see a lot of confusion already.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to guys at work about what I'm doing, like playing that game and everything like that, trying to get them to come onto the show and like listen to us.
Right.
But they're like, Finding Nemo had a game for NES. I'm like, no, you fucking idiot.
That's what I'm saying. But this is actually based on a movie, Little Nemo, the Adventures in Slumberland. Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland. There we go. This is basically the game and the movie are exactly the same for the most part.
The movie adaptation.
There we go. I couldn't think of what I was trying to say.
I can't believe I said a word that big on this show.
Congratulations.
People's minds are blown.
So, should we just jump right into this review of this old...
Let's put our jammies on and jump into bed together. That sounded wrong. I'll feed you some candy first and I'll jump inside you. Wait, that sounded wrong too.
Yeah,
let's just like put our controllers in our hands while we wear our jammies and just game this game out.
This game gets a little weird in a little while, and you'll see what we're talking about when we get to the what the story is.
Here, it's a podcast.
So this game was released in North America in 1990, around September, and it's on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Now you're playing with power.
Oh, the classic little gray box.
Now, I could have swore there was a Game Boy version, but I really didn't see it anywhere. So maybe I Dream Mastered it.
Yeah, maybe you did. Maybe that little like caterpillar fella gave you something.
This game was published by Capcom, and unfortunately is only one player.
Yeah, it definitely is. He has that challenge factor, that one player, you're in this on your own. You don't want to pass this off to your friends because you have to really focus on this shit.
I don't think we've actually got to use the term Nintendo hard yet. So
yeah, no, this is Nintendo hard. Nintendo hard.
Yeah, this is Nintendo hard, and it's a platformer, and we'll get to the gameplay in a minute. But first, I want to tell you what the story is on this game. The game starts in 1905. One night, when Nemo goes to sleep, a floating ship comes to his window, and a messenger goes into Nemo's room to invite him to Slumberland.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
The princess of Slumberland, Camille? Is that how you read it, Camille?
I was reading it Chamomile because... There's a song that about chamomile, and that just made me laugh, so I know her as Chamomile.
Well, see, I've seen the movie, and I think it was Camille. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It's probably Camille, but I'm just, I just goobs up life, so it's Chamomile to me.
Yeah, so she wants Nemo to be her playmate, and Nemo goes on about how he's never played with a girl before, and this messenger helps convince him that he should go by giving him some candy. Then he says, anyone smart enough to give me candy can't be all bad, even if it is a girl.
Instead of a pirate ship here, Buddy rolls up in a white van to his window, unmarked, of course. And he's like, hey, I got this princess here. She wants to play with you before. I know you've never been with the princess before, so how about you take this candy, little kid, and jump into my white van with me? I'm just a nice man.
Yep. So he agrees to go as long as he doesn't have to kiss her, which that seems like a weird prostitute thing. Like, can't kiss the prostitutes.
Well, it's not cheating if you don't kiss, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So he ends up going on several adventures throughout the game until the princess asks Nemo to save her father, King Morpheus, who was kidnapped.
The red pill.
Yeah, he took the red candy. He was kidnapped by the King of Nightmare Land to try to spread nightmares all across Slumberland. She gives him a scepter called Morning Star, which is weird, because isn't it Morning Star?
Close to Morning Wood.
Well, Morning Star I thought was like the devil and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's more your wavelength there, buddy. the whole satanic and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd have to refer
The occult.
Yeah, I'd have to ask my producer on my other show if that's true or not. So he gets the scepter, and it has powers, and it can destroy the Nightmare King. So basically, he's on a rescue mission.
You're gonna be alone. You need this.
Yeah. Let's talk about the gameplay. Okay, this game to me feels like it's very Capcom. Feels like Mega Man when you're playing it, the old school NES Mega Man games with Kirby added into it.
I wouldn't go as far as call it Mega Man. You just tarnished my legacy.
Well, I feel like it controls and handles just like the Mega Man controls.
Yeah, the controls are smooth like it, but it does have some of the annoying features that Mega Man has, like respawning fucking characters.
Yeah, you will never...
You'll never be alone.
No, that screen is always full. That screen is always full with enemies for you.
Okay, look, I finally made it here. Those guys are dead. Oh, I better take a step back. Oh, look, everyone's back again to party with me and kick my ass.
Well, since we kind of brought up the enemies, you can't kill the enemies unless you're certain characters we'll get to in just a second. You just have to dodge them or throw candy at them, and that'll stun them. The whole goal of this game is you got to run around the map, or your level that you're on, and platform around. You have to find different keys. You have to find... There's different...
Those pesky fucking keys.
You'll get to the end of the level, and you don't know how many keys you need. So once you get to the end of the level where the door is, that's when you figure out how many keys you need.
Yeah, because there's all those lock boxes next to the exit of the stage.
Right. So you may get 4 keys, get to the end, and realize you need 1 more, and you have to go search throughout the level again. And
yeah, you gotta go back for all those perils you already went through and all that respawning fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's right at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking moron. And then you die, and then you have to start all over again.
Yeah, it's a tough son of a bitch. Those creatures we were talking about, some of the creatures, when you throw candy at them, it'll just stop them, and they won't move at you. But again, you can't jump on their heads, you can't do anything. But there's some of these creatures that you can throw candy at, and...
You make them sleepy.
It makes them...
And then you get to control them.
Yes, yeah, so...
Or just fucking... This game is supposed to be the whole thing about the candy, like throwing that, so it's like a non-violent game, so to say. And that's what they're aiming for here, so Nintendo, like you were telling me before, Nintendo gets... They're getting a bad rap for violent video games.
Yeah, I think this is like the first wave before like the Mortal Kombat and all those games came out where people were starting to
care about what their kids are playing.
Yes,
or like
you're killing enemies, this and that. So they were trying to make a non-violent game is what I read. I don't know if that's true, but kind of looks like it.
It's supposed to be non-violent, but when you subdue these creatures with your candies, air quotes, some of them you jump right inside of them, like you're ripping them like apart and you're becoming them.
Yeah,
like there's like a frog guy, the first animal you get to take on pretty much. You jump inside of him and it's just your head sticking out of his mouth. So I'm like, oh, this kid Foley just jumped right inside this frog and killed him.
Yeah, it's either you jump inside them and become them, or you ride them. And let's talk about the different creatures there are. Like you said, there's the frog who can jump high. There's the gorilla that you can ride,
and who can do a very awkward downward punch. And it's very frustrating to try to kill people with, or enemies. Sorry,
but he can climb and he can actually kill enemies. Oh, the frog can actually jump on enemies too.
The frog can, and then there's a lizard that can just climb up walls, can't jump on enemies. So you think like, oh, you're the frog first, and you get the lizard after, and oh, I can jump on this guy. Yeah, no, game over.
Yeah, the same. You would think that the same rules would apply for all the characters all the way through. Like if you're one of these characters, you can jump on characters. You know. Nemo can't, but the frog, the lizard, they can, but that's not true.
No, the lizard can't. Gorilla can. I think. No, gorilla can punch.
Gorilla punches. So the lizard can also fit into the small places. Your sprite shrinks, if you noticed, when you're on the lizard. Yep. So I guess you become small. Who knows? There's a crab thing, and that's to dig through the sand when you're in the water. There's a fish
to help you swim faster in the water as well.
I never saw the fish, though. That's... I wish I would have seen the fish because I don't know what that looks like or what the abilities are on that one.
There's a mole. Dig down. You see him one time only.
There's a bee that's super helpful. He can fly around and he can shoot little sting things.
Yeah, I didn't actually figure out, is the bee like your flying is only minimal, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure like you can only fly for a bit, then you have to land and fly again.
Yeah,
So I was like flying, I'd land on something, just take right off again, because I didn't trust that flying mechanism pretty much.
yeah, no, you only had a limited time, and it didn't make any sense. It's not like it was how many flutters you had, like when you press the button. It was just like from the time that you jump, you have like 4 or 5 seconds of fly time. Which, here's a tip for anyone that's playing.
Pro tip.
If you've got a joypad where it's got the auto button masher, like you just hold the button down and it'll repeatedly press the button.
Use that.
Use it, because your ass will fly really high really quick, and it's super helpful.
Oh, that's a good tip there for the folks.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bee's super, super useful. There's also, I'm pretty sure it's like a mouse or a rat, and you have a hammer.
Yeah, yep. He has a little mallet, and he can whack people, and he can also
Like, is he what is he, a polo player mouse or something? Not water polo, horse polo.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Mice don't do good in water.
Yeah. So this game apparently takes about 2 to 3 hours to complete the entire story.
Or if you're me, it takes 7.
Did you have some trouble?
Oh, I definitely had the fucking respawning really pissed me off. And like as a kid, like I remember playing this game as a kid, and I thought it was a nice, easy game. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And then I booted up, like, oh, this will be an easy playthrough. Like, this is a cakewalk. Yeah, I beat this as a kid. I don't think I beat this as a kid after I played it, 'cause it is goddamn hard. One of those games you got to memorize every little thing, or else you're pretty much screwed.
I think I only remembered up until the train level. Like, I don't remember much after that. I definitely don't remember the boss. Like,
that goddamn auto-scrolling train level.
Yeah, oh my, yeah. I didn't remember it being that hard, but I did vaguely remember seeing the train. I had no clue how to use the weapon at the end when you have that scepter.
When they finally give you a power-up and, like, the game turns into, like, a kind of a shooter halfway through, it's like, oh, finally, here we go. Give me my magic morning star.
Yeah.
Or my morning wood.
I had no idea how to use it. It took me a while to figure out how to actually use it, and I was like, holy shit.
You gotta charge it up like a Mega Buster, like you talk about Mega Man.
Yeah.
You gotta charge it up, and then it shoots, I think it shoots on angles.
Yeah, it shoots like at a 45-degree angle or something, and it's kind of hard to hit stuff. But you can also hit shit with the scepter.
Yeah, you can whack them with your wand.
So, like I said, it should take 2 to 3 hours if you're good and you've got it memorized. Obviously, it's going to take longer because it's Nintendo hard, but a speedrunner has beat it in 26 minutes. Around 26 minutes.
I watched that this week.
Did you?
Oh yeah, no, I love watching speedrunning, like awesome games done quick. They raise money for charity.
Yeah,
I've watched like all their videos. I actually absolutely love them. And yeah, I watched a speedrunner do that. And it was a couple years old, but the record still holds.
Right. Yeah, I watched a little bit of a speed run, and then I saw some little things that they were doing, and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to try that. I couldn't do one thing that they were doing.
Yeah, no, it's nice to watch it, but you try to put it into practice, and it's like, yeah, no, I can't fucking do shit like that.
Yep. So let's talk about the controls. Like I was saying earlier, I felt like it played like a Mega Man game. It's real smooth. It's Capcom. I think Capcom is pretty much the same all around on the NES.
They got their shit locked down.
Yeah, they have really good tight controls. Everything's really responsive. You're not loose to where your character feels like it's sliding around when you're jumping from platform to platform. He sticks his landings.
Yeah, he does. The only thing I found wrong with the controls is when you're trying to punch shit as the gorilla. I thought I got some people at some points, like those little fucking those white little demons, I call them. They're like little fluff balls with little skull faces on them. They fucking come down, but you can figure out their pattern. Like if you step over to the side, they'll try to drop down on you, and then you can walk over to the left or right wherever they're not, and they'll kind of just like float right down, so you can get up that stupid goddamn tree. You know exactly what I'm talking
yes,
about.
I do, because there's always at least one on screen. As soon as it goes away, it respawns.
Yeah, another one comes. Sometimes there's 2 of them in the later levels. You're like, oh my god, these fucking assholes again. They're one of the most recurring characters in this game.
Yeah, once you pass like the 3rd or 4th level, yeah, it's like, oh, you made it that far? Well, fuck you. Here's some little white things dropping at you.
Yeah, no, that's I don't like those guys.
Yeah.
Really, I got frustrated as fuck at them before I figured out their pattern. It's like, no, I'm not playing this game anymore.
you're gonna die, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna die in this game. So just if you play this, be prepared to die, and die some more.
Like, I found this harder than Ghouls and Ghosts, man.
Yeah, and it's one hit kill, isn't it?
Yeah, unless
you're
your
wearing
health goes down.
Oh, that's right. You got you got 3 bars of health, and then you gain.
When you hit the spikes, it's just like Mega Man. You're Dunsky.
So, what about the music? Let's talk about the music.
Music was great. Capcom has great music.
There's a lot of it.
Nothing you can debate about that.
You know, there's a couple songs that I was just like, all right, this tune's getting a little annoying. But there was a lot of it that I was like,
yeah, on your 15th playthrough of the level.
You're like, fuck this level, fuck this song, fuck this little white thing floating at me. Everything sucks in this game. But yeah, no, for the most part, like you said, Capcom, I feel like had their shit together in that time period with the NES. I think
they definitely, there's no two shits about it.
I can't wait till we eventually pick up a Capcom game that we're just like, oh, this is the shit. This one's this is terrible, you know, because for the most part, I hate being a Capcom fanboy or anything, but for the most part, I know it. The Street Fighter 2010 or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, no, that's, we'll have to play through that one.
Oh, no, that one's terrible. That's really terrible.
It's not Shaq Fu terrible. Listen to their first episode.
Okay, so what's your favorite character to play as when you jump inside one of them or ride them?
Oh,
after
the
you
most
give them
useless
candy.
one.
Which one?
Yeah, after you drug them up with your freaking little roofie candies.
Yeah.
I gotta go with the mole, man. You see them once, and I like moles for some reason. They dig down deep, and they're lazy folks. So, yeah, you use the mole once. You can go down. You can find the key. You can find a lizard. If you go right down to the left of the screen, you can dig right down, and then that's pretty much the end of the mole.
Yeah, he never comes back to make another appearance, I don't think.
Yeah, no, you hit select, and then he just disappears.
For good.
Yeah, you rip out of these animals once you're done with them. Like, poof!
And they just disintegrate. I like the bee. Like I said, I had the
he's a very useful one.
Yeah, I had the ability to use that auto button to where he'd flutter real fast and just fly real high straight up to the ceiling. So that was pretty helpful and
That's
handy.
a good choice. I was just I like the one and done characters myself.
I mean, I like the sprite animation for the I wanted to say the Donkey Kong for the gorilla character.
For the Donkey Kong.
Yeah, because that's what it reminded me of. But I like the sprite. All the sprites looked really good in this too.
The game, like, for its time, it's very crisp.
Yeah,
the 8-bit renderedness is freaking awesome.
You know what? And what's really cool about this one is there's actual cutscenes. Did you notice that? Like, at the beginning of the story and everything, there are cutscenes where stuff is moving, and it's not like
they tell a little bit of the story, let you know what's going on for that level for the most part.
Yeah, like the ship thing that's floating at the very beginning. It's moving and stuff like it's Capcom. Again, you get the same thing in Mega Man 2. Is Mega Man 2 the one where it scans up the building?
Yes, it fucking is.
Yeah, it's the same kind of stuff like that. It's just it's amazing.
20XX, man. I can't wait till we talk about Mega Man. It's gonna be a 4-hour documentary.
Yep. But it's got some really cool animations. It's got some real pretty like I said, cutscenes, for a lack of better words, because that's what they kind of are. I don't know. It's just a pretty looking game all around.
Yeah, can't complain about that. Can't complain about the controls. Complain about how fucking hard it is. And sometimes you don't even know where the hell you're going. There's like what seems to be a hole in the floor, but you got to jump down it, and then like that's where the rest of the level is. You're like, how the fuck am I even supposed to know that?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be my death.
As a platform gamer, you're like, jump over holes. You don't go down holes.
Yeah.
Like, it goes against your moral code of video games. Like, you don't want to do that, but they make you do that in this game. You got to just go for it. You got to jump down every goddamn hole you find.
Right.
Even if it may kill you in the end.
So I was saying how this is kind of like Kirby, because you kind of take the abilities of whatever creature you subdue. This game...
Yeah, he sucks them in. This kid drugs them.
Yeah. This came out before Kirby. It makes me wonder if they drew inspiration off of this game for the Kirby character.
It definitely could be. Or also it could be a boy and his blob as well.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh, man, if we play through that game, Jesus Christ, help us.
So let me hit you with some little fun facts that I found because there wasn't a lot. I had to really, really search for these. So the storyline was based off of a comic strip called Little Nemo in Slumberland, which was created by Winsor McKay and ran from 1905 to 1913 in the New York American and the New York Herald.
That's how fucking old this game goes back?
Well, that's...
Or the story of the...
Yeah, like... Capcom apparently, or well, you know, they released the movie, so the movie was based on these comic strips from actually 1905, like the game takes place in. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
In Japan, I guess this game, maybe the movie, maybe the story, I'm not real sure, but it's referred to as Pajama Hero Nemo because he's in his pajamas.
I like that kind of better.
Yeah. At the
People won't be like, oh, that's Finding Nemo.
Yeah, the pajama one. So at the end of each level, you know, when you wake up and your parents are yelling at you for being awake, like, why won't you go to bed? Because they're pissed at you through this entire game every time you...
Yes, they are.
When you beat a level, you wake up. It's funny. So,
what are you doing alone in your room with all these strangers giving them candy?
Yeah. So apparently his parents yelling at him about being awake is some kind of reference to the comic strip. Like that's the whole thing is he would like fall out of bed and stuff and they'd start screaming at him, go back to sleep. So that's what that is.
Oh, like Mortimer, the Robert Munch book.
I don't know that one.
Oh, that's a Canadian thing.
Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland, the movie, was released in the U.S. on August 21st, 1992, and apparently had a bunch of production issues, like with directors, the animators, the voice actors. It was just a complete nightmare from what it sounds.
Did it go to theaters, or was it a straight to VHS kind of thing?
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure there was something cool about this being like one of the first like true animes. Or something really weird like that. I'm getting that completely wrong. It's not one of the very first, but it's like in the first handful of animes that were released from Japan to America.
Yeah, that could be the case.
So it's kind of a big deal, but...
Because I know Akira probably came out before that.
I want to say the little thing that I was watching said that was the first, there was another one, and then this one. Like, it's one of the very first to hit the United States for what I understood.
I'll have to go back and watch this movie and hopefully I don't get frustrated at it.
As long as there's no damn white things in it.
Yeah, no, damn those floaty little white fucks.
So the studio TMS, who worked on the movie, ended up doing several other cartoon shows like the Tiny Toon Adventures and Batman and several other shows. There is...
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, so it's a good... If I remember it correctly, I haven't watched it in a long time, but it was a damn good movie. But that's... little kid Toby talking to you about a... Yeah, of course it's
little
awesome.
Kid Goob said this was a good game, so...
True, very true.
Easy game, not a good game.
Right.
It really is a good game.
So...
You know what I mean. Shut up for myself.
Shut up, little Goobs. You're just as bad as Big Goobs.
Yeah, he fucks up just as much.
So there is an arcade version of Little Nemo. It's just called Nemo, which appears to have way more action and you can actually attack. So,
oh shit!
Yeah.
So they made it better.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I want with this game. Like, it's just give me an attack, please. Give me something.
Yeah. It appears to have a lot better graphics. Like, it looks really good. It looks like it could have played perfectly on the Super Nintendo. I don't know what the holdup was. I don't know why.
I have to try to get my hands on that in some means.
Yeah, me too. I was considering looking for it, but then I got lazy, and then I was like, there better not be white things in this motherfucker. But yeah,
it's all about the white things.
It looks good. From the video footage I did see, it looked. It was definitely a quarter eater. That's what the game was. There were so many enemies coming at you that they want you to die, so you put more quarters in. So if that tells you anything.
That's Capcom, man.
There you go.
Capcom Quarter Cruncher.
Yeah. So, yeah, besides, the obviously weird feeding candy to animals to make them go to sleep and then possessing them.
Yeah, the Bill Cosby simulator.
Yeah.
Hey.
This game, it seems like the story might have a different meaning to it.
Now, yeah, it might have been wholesome back in the 80s or 90s.
To me,
90s, sorry.
To me, it feels like this is something sexually bad happened to Nemo, and this is how he's repressing it, is going to Slumberland. And
jeez.
Yeah, that's when I was playing it and like the story, I was just like, something dark's happened to this kid, and this is him repressing everything.
I was thinking the opposite. I'm thinking this is all about like him coming like a teenager. This is his first wet dream. He's waiting for like he gets that peck on the head at the end.
Yeah,
and she's like during the end of the game, the credits. She's like the princess there. She goes, "Well, won't you come with me? I can show you magic every night." Pretty sure that's what she says there. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, he wants to see her magic, all right. Then he wakes up and he's yelling out the window at everyone, I came.
Yeah, he does get his little kiss at the end, and he accepts it.
Not on the lips though, on the forehead.
On the forehead. You know, you don't just dive in, a full home run. You got to get to.
Oh fuck, man! Screw that bitch. He saved her ass.
Well, he saved her dad.
Yeah, well, he saved the kingdom from the fucking nightmare land.
Right.
The bad guy who gets migraines when you fight him, he's always holding his head in the end.
That boss battle was kind of lame.
Yeah, it was.
The penguin battle pissed me off more than the boss.
Fuck that penguin, man. Shove a freaking 2-liter Coke bottle up his ass, and I'm done with him. He was almost as bad as the Orange Demon.
Yeah. So, what do you rate this game?
I'll give it a 7. It's hard. It's hard as balls, but I enjoy hard. Yeah, I like everything hard in my life, folks.
Ooh, yeah.
But I liked it. The controls, like we said, were on point. Music's on point. It's a pretty tight-ass game. And it's just, once you learn what's coming at you and not to step backwards so more shit comes at you, it's not that bad. Like, the frustration goes down. But first playthrough, oh my God, was I ever frustrated. When you get to the 3rd level in an hour, you're like, yeah, I don't know about this.
And there's only 8 levels in this game. I guess I should have said that somewhere. There's only 8 levels in this game. You would think, 8 levels, that's not terrible.
Yeah, until you get bombarded with 1,000 characters on the screen kicking the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And you can't attack until like halfway through, near the end of the game.
Yeah. And you can't even replay the game with the scepter. That would have been cool. I would have been okay with that, replaying it one more time.
Oh, they should have done it like you played hard as balls, right to the end, you don't even get the scepter. And then you get to play through with the scepter after. Give you that extra bonus run.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. I think I like your 7. I think I'm going to stick with a 7 on this one. I feel like it's a good game. I don't think it's anything that you need to run out and go purchase. I, for some reason, have 2 copies of it. I don't know how I ended up with 2, but it's only like a $10 game for the most part in the United States. You might find it for $15.
$30 up in Canada.
Yeah, double that. But, it's if you see it and you like a little bit of difficulty, if you like Nintendo hard, or we'll probably say that more often now that we've hit a Nintendo hard game.
We'll probably hit a few more Nintendo hard games on the way there, my friend.
But it's a good game, good sound. Beautiful looking game. It's Capcom. I mean, what can you say?
And the storyline is just right fucked up.
It's just enough fucked up to be like, yeah, I'm with it.
You're reading when you first start the game, like, what the fuck?
Yep. So
our minds are definitely way more perverse than they were when we were kids.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall, it's a good game. I'll give it to him.
It's a good game.
Let's plug our stuff. What do you want to plug, Goobs?
Well, there's 2 little things I want to plug right now, and that's not your mouth and a-hole.
I don't think you're telling the truth about that. I think that's exactly what you want to plug.
I'm talking about the Derailers podcast. You can come listen to me ramble on with my beautiful wife, Jenny Bean, and my best friend, Ripkin. And you can follow us at the Derailers. You can follow Ripkin at RipkinWN. Jenny runs the Derailers account. Shoot us a DM. Shoot us something or other. Listen to our podcast. We're on a train. We're like a train running off the tracks. You never know what we're going to talk about next. It's just a random fucking fun time. You can also watch Derailed Wrestling on YouTube under Wrestle Nerds Wrestling. Yes, we got to figure that shit out still, folks. But check that stuff out. We do a whole big roster. We have our friends in there. We have random CAWs, and we take everything in the ring and we let it all hang out. What about you, my friend Toby?
Oh, well,
where'd you like to plug?
Well, besides your mouth and your beehole.
You called it a beehole.
I don't remember what you called it.
I said your mouth and your a-hole.
A-hole. Well, hey, I got the B. I am a part of the Secret Transmission podcast. We talk about conspiracies, the supernatural, the paranormal, serial killers, strange history, all kinds of good stuff. You can find our show all over the internets, and our Twitter account is @SecretTransPod. But for this show, follow this show on Instagram and Twitter @SecretLevelsPod. We also have a YouTube account, and I've been doing some live streaming. I'm not very good at anything I live stream, but you can look at me.
but he's doing it.
I'm doing it.
And I jump on there sometimes too, so you can hear us just ramble on.
And then you can see us all die, and die some more.
Oh yeah, I'm normally the first one, so.
I guess we should wrap this sucker up, huh?
Yeah, like a candy wrapper. Here, let me eat a few of those. Here, you want to jump inside me?
If I can get my big foot in your mouth, then I'll start sliding my way in.
I wasn't talking about my mouth.
Okay, I think that's a perfect place
to... about my fanny pack. I put things in my fanny pack.
Yeah. So that's going to look like we're out of lives now. So we are all out of continues, guys.
Game over, folks.
This podcast is part of the Some Buddies Network. You're never alone when you've got some buddies.
Capcom introduces Little Nemo, the Dream Master. We tapped into your deepest, darkest nightmares.
Hold on, Eddie. I think we got something. This could be it. I'm getting snakes, wasps. Wow, look at this stuff. Big-lipped tadpoles. This kid's turned himself into a killer bee. These kids are strange.
Who dreamed up something so weird? You did.
This one's riding a purple lizard. Holy smoke!
Little Nemo, the Dream Master, for Nintendo by Capcom.
You're gonna make a game out of this?